So maybe we're not gonna be televised this morning.
Fairport Cemetery, they haven't had a winter, I guess it is a winter, they haven't had a winter funeral in years, so. And when they've had a funeral, we plow out money, but guess what? What are the odds on that?
What did that mean? He went like that and like
We'll
that.
get it if it's gettable.
I don't know what he meant.
I don't know what that meant. Maybe he's got it up and running, he just doesn't realize that he didn't turn the TV on.
I don't know. You want me to go check?
We're not on. TV's not running. I don't know.
But he just stuck his head in and went like that, so maybe he just forgot to turn.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's not working.
No signal.
No signal.
I was saying that this morning when I came in. We're waiting on the TV, Nathan.
He says you're good.
He said
Okay,
we're
go
good.
ahead and go. Yeah.
Okay, good morning. It's Monday, August 26, 2018. It's 9 a.m. This is the Muscatine County Board of Supervisors. I'd like to call the meeting to order. First is to review the agenda.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Nathan. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 3, receive comments from the public. Is anyone like to step forward and address the board on an issue that's not on the agenda?
I haven't seen the agenda, so I don't know. But it's really not in short.
Okay. Just state your name and address if
Okay.
you would, please.
Daryl Siwasink, 1924 Vale Avenue. And I apologize, I just haven't seen the agenda. I just wanted a short comment. You know, there was some people that signed that petition for the slag of approximately 600 to 700. And some of those people are becoming a little impatient. So I guess what I'm suggesting to you guys, if you're doing some research or study behind the scenes, that's fine, I appreciate that. You ask good questions of Ed, Doctor asked you and Doug, and you were interested. But maybe you need to be just a little more transparent. And I don't know if you're doing some investigations with a committee or you've delegated people to do some information, but it's not getting reflected in the minutes. So that's, if you're doing some investigation, maybe be a little more transparent, because some of these people they want to ratchet things up, and I'm not sure it's time yet.
Sure.
And so and if you aren't doing anything, that's fine, that's your prerogative. But just a suggestion to.
There was a pretty in-depth conversation at last week's meeting on different issues and so on and so forth, and I think that we're trying to work our way through that. And
Yeah, I know you, and I appreciate that, but it's not getting reflected in the minutes probably as well as it should.
Well, it's in last week's minutes, but they get approved today.
Yeah, so that's part of the problem.
Okay.
So that's all I have, nothing else.
very good. Thank you, Daryl. Number 4, discussion of possible action to approve a hiring request for an assistant county engineer with County Engineer Keith White. Morning, Keith.
Yeah, good morning. As you know, we had a long time, 36-year employee retire, and we looked for somebody with some DOT experience. We had 4 really good applicants. This one stood out, and that's my recommendation of how we go.
Okay. Well, I've moved to approve the hiring request.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Okay.
I didn't have another, but if you'd like, while I'm up here, they ran half a day yesterday. They had to come in off the roads because they white out out there. And when you're in the middle of a storm, it's not super effective anyway. We did help ourselves in some places, some we didn't. this morning, you know, some places where there was some material down from yesterday, came clean relatively right away. And the bulk of them went out at 4:30 this morning, of the trucks, and then the blades went out at 6. And there's enough out there that I said usually they make it through the blades in a day, but don't know. Usually we can pull a truck driver or two. We're already substituting one truck driver into a plow. So if I put another one into a plow, now I'm down 2 truck drivers. So it's the balance between the hard surface and the rural roads. A lot of snow out there.
When I came in this morning on Sweetland Road, that had all been plowed. They were out there at a good time on those blacktop and concrete roads, it appeared to me, and they were certainly easily passable, so making progress.
Yeah, we did have a full house this morning, as everybody made it there on time, and so that was a good thing.
Very good.
All right.
All right, thanks, Keith. Number 5, discussion and possible action to approve the FY 2018 Muscatine County Urban Renewal Annual Report with County Auditor Leslie Soul. Leslie?
And I believe that you have a copy of that in front of you, that was sent out with the packet.
Yep.
And that's the annual report for the fiscal year end, June 30th, 2018. It's an annual report that you have to prove every November of just what's transpired with those 2 TIFs, the SSAB one and the Van Meter one, over that fiscal year. So,
Maybe I wasn't reading it thoroughly. I couldn't see on the end date on the Van Meter TIF. What?
I thought I had a copy of it. Hold on a second. Put it back. Just
I
put
looked
it
through and
back.
read it twice and I couldn't, I said, maybe it was just me.
I believe it's 2025. Yeah, 2025.
25? Okay, thank you.
Turn my copy down.
I'll move to approve.
I've got a motion by Jeff,
I'll second.
second by Nathan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, discussion of possible action to approve the minutes of the November 19th, 2018 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nathan, second by Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Correspondence. Nathan, you have anything?
I did not.
Jeff?
Nothing to note.
I had no correspondence either. Committee reports, all I had was on Wednesday the 21st, I had Riverbend Transit, and that's all I had. Jeff?
On the 21st, I had We Lead, finished up interviews, some good candidates. I think that was it last week, short week, right? That was it?
Okay. Nathan, you have anything on committee reports?
Sure. On Monday the 19th, we had the Mental Health Region monthly meeting. Major points of discussion were the move by the state to put children's services under the region's banner. Right now, that looks like a major move that is not being accompanied by any funding. And certainly, I probably warn everybody out with storage and funding problems we already have. So we're going to need some major advocacy with Des Moines. If this thing goes through, because I mean, basically we're looking at almost doubling of the services that we're going to have to provide with no additional funding when we're already cramped. So I've already spoken with some of our legislators, but I would encourage everyone else to do the same.
All right, very good. Thank you. Number 9 is receive information from county employees. Any county employees want to address the board on any issue? Seeing no one come forward. Items with the administration office. Nancy, you have anything?
I do have one item. We had a situation come up this morning, and so although this is not on the agenda, we're asking you to approve one claim to Twin Bridges Truck City for $94,028. This is a situation where we have a new truck that we would like to get out on the roads today, but we need to pay for it before we can do that, so that we own it.
That would be a great idea.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion by Jeff, a second by Nathan. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Anything else, Nancy?
Nope, that's all I had.
If there's nothing else,
I had a
One
couple of comments and kind of in conjunction with Daryl's. I think that, you know, as I see, and we haven't had this discussion as a board, but I think there's probably three things in my mind that we need to decide. Issues that have come up that I think we need to find answers to or understand if they're an issue or not. One is what the quality control process on the slag we receive from Harsco is. The second thing that I don't know that I'm comfortable with, and I don't know is the whole leaching and migration issue of slag. I think that's a new thing that we learned that I don't know any of us know. And I think Daryl had some suggestions, and I think we need to talk about that and figure out what we might do. And the third one, and this might be to Keith, and that's on complaints. You know, the whole notion of road complaints, and I don't know if we keep those, track those, look at those, if we have areas or, you know, because I don't know. I know we typically, as supervisors, we get concerns from residents, we try to share those and put those in minutes, but I don't know if we have that, any formal tracking or not. Those are just three open things in my mind I thought we should probably put on for discussion at some point in a future meeting.
well, and to add to that, what I have not satisfied with as well, and that is, the claim of the product being, such a negative product to, health and well-being of animals and people and so on, and, I've still not seen information that, makes me believe that is 100% true, that it is that much of a negative material. When you have this product being used, on literally a daily basis throughout for different applications, I just can't believe, as I said earlier, I can't believe the state of Iowa would allow such a toxic product to be used in roadways, residential, commercial, all types of operations. And so I'm gonna have to see this information that proves this to me. That's what I have to see. So, to go along with your points, Jeff.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing. I think that because of that leaching and migration issue, because, you know, if you
That
look
leads together.
if you look at the SDSs, and I think Nathan pointed that out for the Class A roadstone, which we use heavily, and they're identical on the health hazards, and that concerns me. I mean, is that true? Is it not true? And I think we need to figure that out, and what. And I don't know how we do that, you know, I think we need to have a discussion about that and maybe look to see how the board can get to the bottom of it. I don't know if maybe something, Keith, you could think about a little bit and say, you know, none of us are chemists or quality control experts for sure. I don't know, maybe this is something we could send something out to Harsco and see if their environmental people would come in, or their quality people, and come in and explain to us their process and their controls. But I also think that maybe there's a sampling that we ought to do to see what we're getting, and if we, you know, I don't know.
My one worry there is trying to prove a negative, in that if we start doing that, we need to have a baseline. We need to figure out where the most likely spot would be to test. And, that's why, I asked Dr. SQ, are there any clear environmental risks? And he said no, but he'd like to see more information. So I'm all for more information. My worry is we don't want to be our own mini DNR. We don't want to be our mini EPA. And where regulatory bodies have found that this stuff is safe. You know, I don't know that we have the expertise to second guess. And now, if someone brings evidence to us that to the contrary, you know, that's obviously something I think we have to consider. But I don't know how much of the taxpayer resources and time we need to spend looking for something, looking to find out whether something does exist, as opposed to addressing something that we know to exist. So, you know, that's my concern there. And this does go to my memory, I apologize. I did have one email about just a flag issue on 152nd Street. Turns out that was an application of rock, so flag wasn't the issue there. But, yeah, so I certainly agree with Jeff about the information that we need to gather, and whatever we can do to, I think maybe keep a centralized log of complaints, that would help everybody make sure that we can solid information from information that's maybe not so reliable.
Yeah, you know, one of the questions that was foremost in my mind was, you know, and I don't know, I just don't know, was when Dr. Eskew had mentioned that, you know, DNR considers anything over a pH of 9 in water to be a problem, right? And then, but yet, and then on the other, out of the other side of our mouth, we say that our average pH in Muscatine County of the river is 9.2. So it's like, okay, so is that a problem? Is that not a problem? What, I think somebody needs to clear that air for us, because I think it's certainly, we use it, and I think we find that there are beneficial uses for slag, certainly. And then, you know, I had as a note, and I don't know, you know, it's suitability as a surface treatment versus a subsurface or whatever and repair structure. So I just think there are a lot of questions, and I don't know the right way to get to the bottom of them. I think we need to have that discussion and figure out, you know, kind of what is and how we want to do that. That's just my 2 cents, my thoughts for the day.
Okay, very good, very good. If there's nothing else to come before the board, then, meeting is adjourned. Thanks, Nathan.
All right.